Musa?
Yes, we want to welcome the Public Relations Officer for the Dissolved University Court. We are James Tamba, Libbie. They can talk about waiting at them position on the dissolvement of the University Court. Good morning, James Tamba, Libbie, and welcome to the program. Good morning, Salon.
Good morning, Musa. Good morning, Sabtiu, and good morning, listener.
Okay, quick background for we listeners and viewers. Just last week, the Minister for Higher Education announced to the public, say they don't dissolve the university courts. We are the highest decision-making body now the University of Salone. And University of Salone get for do with Frobe College, College of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences, and the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM. This be after disagreement between the university courts and the Minister of Higher Education on the appointment of the Deputy Vice Chancellor. Waiting the dissolved university court make up of this make we get James Tamba, Libbie in the program. Once again, James, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Musa. Thanks for having me.
Yes, from that background way, Adongi, just last week, Thursday, we been get the spokesperson for the University of Salone at the studio, and also we been get a report from the minister or the Minister of Higher Education, we then confirm to the public, say, they don't dissolve the courts where you be the part of. For listeners and viewers who don't receive any decision or are aware of the dissolvement of the university courts.
Yes, we are aware, say, the ministry write letter purporting to have dissolved the court. And the court is of the opinion that the ministry not get the power. But like you, a backdrop, a background and situate them within a context where will make people understand the position of the court. Right. So the public universities are established by an act of parliament. And up to 2021, we've been getting the 2005 Universities Act. And in that 2005 Universities Act, the President of the Republic now been the Chancellor of all public universities. And then because of a busy schedule, the law make provision for a pro-chancellor. So the powers of the Chancellor then, now the pro-chancellor of the university will have been chairman of the court, and the Ministry of Education, now they may exercise them powers then on behalf of the president, now the chancellor. Now, fast forward, some amendments they may not happen till 2018, but before the 2018 elections, the then candidate of the Sierra Leone People's Party, Mr. Madabio, now President of the Republic, President Julius Madabio, campaigned on a manifesto say if they elect him, he go divorce the position of the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone from the Chancellorship of Public Universities. And true to his word, he win, he deliver. And for drive, puts that into effect, then change the law, then repeal the 2005 Universities Act and replace them with the 2021 Universities Act. Now, a major paradigm shift. And one major thing is that the President of the Republic, excuse me, cease for be Chancellor of Public Universities. Then he appoints chancellors for all public universities and transfer majority of him powers them. So then Chancellor then they. So the President remain as visitor. Now, then the new act, also, just like the old act, it get a position of a pro-vice chancellor. So when you look at sections 8 and sections 9, they're very instructive. Then show the powers of the chancellor and the powers of the courts. So the powers of appointment, the appointment of the higher officers of the courts of the university, now the business of the chancellor of the university and that of the university courts, and no longer that of the chancellor.
Okay.
So that's not the backdrop.
Okay, after that backdrop, they will come back
So
to
now
you.
we
We'll go for a break, please.
All right, okay.
Continue for the with we done at the PRO for the dissolved university court. James Tamba, Libbie, where they state them position on the court where the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education closes behind them due to some controversy. We will come back to you inside the program now. We will go for a break. We continue from that break though. They come over to our studio guest and we will bring in James Tamba, Libbie for they continue. Also, I stop as he therefore talk about the dissolved university court, especially for know their own position in this whole situation.
Yes, so as I've been saying, one major paradigm shift from the old law, the 2005 law, Universities Act, to the 2021 Universities Act, now the powers of appointment. It clearly stated that for appoint the vice chancellor and principal, substantive, now the vice chancellor, now the chancellor for Duam, the chancellor of the university, and for appoint the pro-chancellor of the university, now the courts for Duam, and the chancellor now the chairman of courts. So this whole crisis starts on the 11th of December when the MTHE, the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, appoint Professor Lawrence Kamara for the acting Vice Chancellor and Principal, a position that is not even in the Act.
Never exists.
It exists in the old law, but it don't exist in this new law. In order day. So on 13 December, and this happened when the substantive holder, Professor Fodesa, was still in office, albeit the Mindo appoints and for go ahead a new agency, the National Public Health Agency. He not been done left office it. So he handed over on the 13th. And on the 18th December, the courts convene in an extraordinary meeting for look at the development. Then frown at them, majority of the members frown at them and say then go put together a committee, a team, for go engage the MTHE with a view for persuade them, say, what's in and don't do so, in no right, it is outside the law. They not get right for them. And indeed, then puts together a team, then go engage them. Then insist, say, then they stand on their position. In fact, then write a position paper to the court and make two arguments. Argument one, then say by appointing Professor Fodesa, automatically there was a vacancy and the university not fill the vacancy. Therefore, then they fill the vacancy. Argument two, they say they not recognize the pro-vice chancellor as provided for in law because they not see any minutes where explain say he was formally appointed. The counter argument by the court is that no, there is no vacancy because the law make provision for automatic succession where the vice chancellor no dey, and I will make reference to the law now. In section 8, subsection 5, it says where the office of the vice chancellor and principal is vacant, or if for any reason he is unable to perform the duties of his office, the pro-vice chancellor shall perform the duties of the vice chancellor and principal until the vice chancellor and principal resumes his duties or another is appointed in his stead. So, this whole standoff now over the tentative occupation of that seat will not go to the substantive holder yet. And the law, they say there should be a pro-vice chancellor. Whether the vice chancellor there or not, the position gay. And the university court's been done approve somebody for hold that position there in the person of Professor Samai. As a matter of fact, Nafrobe College starts for hold this position. Then there was a rotational agreement after Nafrobe College, now being account to Professor Samai. And the person where they appoint illegally by the ministry for can be acting vice chancellor, he was the pro-vice chancellor when he was DVC of Nafrobe College, deputy vice chancellor. But because they're not extending term for a second term, automatically lose the position of pro-vice chancellor because the law they say a university, section 9, subsection 1, a university shall have a pro-vice chancellor who shall be appointed by the court from among the deputy vice chancellor. So the one condition, the key criterion for becoming a pro-vice chancellor, you must be a sitting deputy vice chancellor. So the cutting argument is that, one, there is an arrangement where it don't take place over a period of time, and because they practice over a period of time, is acceptable in law. So you cannot say it's not properly seated. Be that as it may, the court meet on the 16th and formally approve Professor Mohamed Samai as pro-vice chancellor. We mean, in the absence of the substantive holder of this position, the position of the vice chancellor and principal, Professor Mohamed Samai as pro-vice chancellor can act as vice chancellor and principal. Now the disagreement that will lead to the dissolution of the court.
Quick clarification.
I really want to
Go ahead.
Yeah? Now, this is a situation where the university court, they in conflict with the ministry. Then, boom, they say we don't dissolve now. They became a judge in their own case, which is we run counter to the spirit of natural justice in the first place. Second, here is by dissolving the court, essentially you don't sack the chancellor of the university, appointed by the president. The minister, the head of the ministry, is a presidential appointee. The head of the university court, now a presidential appointee. Here is one appointee by the president. It is sack another appointee. We get no basis in law. Now look what they don't do. They don't discard the Universities Act completely, and they say in a replacer with a University Management Oversight Committee. This is an extrajudicial powers. You cannot say there are lapses, according to the argument. You cannot say there are lapses in the court. You dissolve them. And if you get the power, according to them, for dissolve court, you should have the power to reconstitute the court. They not reconstitute the court, then go sit and form a committee outside of law to run the university. This has all the hallmarks of a coup. This is a ministerial coup against the University of Sierra Leone, and by extension, public universities.
James Tamba, Libbie, they can't do clarifications and follow-ups on plenty things that we don't talk about, including the issue of Professor Samai, where the university court, according to Ibido, appoint as the pro-vice-chancellor, where the ministry no recognized because of the positions that we hold. But earlier, before this term, you have been the spokesperson for the University of Salone.
Yes.
Just during this saga, let's come out say they don't sack you from your position as the spokesperson for the University of Salone.
Yes.
And today, we host you as the public relations officer for the dissolved university. Spokesperson for the dissolved university courts. How we reached it?
Yes, fine. So, when this standoff starts, the court been very, very reluctant for go public. So then try to engage the ministry. Because them still say not to get headway for convince the ministry that the powers they exercise they beyond them and it's not supported by law and it's not in line with the law and order. So then decides say now we have to go public. So the court officially mandates me for begin talk on their behalf. So in addition to being the public director of the University of Sierra Leone, I became then the spokesperson of the university court during this standoff. So yes, they relieved me, and this is very important to explain. Then say they relieve me of me contract. We are still the 1 year for serve. But then the interesting thing is the person who then say give the order for relieve me, when are the acting vice chancellor and principal appointed by the ministry, he resigned before they relieve me. And then say na indirect. We just know, and me believe say the ministry apparently 90 directives for letting terminate my contract because they want silence me. But I remain the spokesperson of the court.
So in all of this issue is like a don't under the boil and all of that stuff. Somebody could wonder why James Tamba Libbie no be come out and stand up for what he believe in. Rather a wait to say don't be hit by the bullets. Now they can't see all this.
No, I know wait. One, now they come now Radio Democracy, but been on there other platforms them. But more importantly, the court's been reluctant for go public because they feel say engagement, dialogue, will able yield a fruitful outcome. And we able prevail on the ministry for let them understand that what they do is not supported by law, that this is not due process, and then for follow due process. But because they reach a point where they not succeed for convince them, now then authorize me now for go public. So that's how I begin to talk on the matter. They were very much constrained because they feel say then go dialogue and reach an amicable solution. But because solution no come and dialogue no yield solution, so they decide say now we should start talking about it.
Now, let me look at the issue of Professor Samai, where you make mention about where this whole issue surround where the university court, according to Ibido, appoint as the pro-chancellor for act in the capacity as acting vice chancellor
in the absence
of the one way President Bido appoints.
Yes.
But the Minister of Technical and Education be appoints Professor Lawrence Kama.
Yes.
Because they point several things.
Two arguments.
Yes, Professor Samai gets some positions that we already hold, and plus this one, it will add also irresponsibilities as acting vice chancellor na Kumas, and also and they not see minutes now when meetings them we approve Professor Samai where according to the minister if he been see any minute they need to dissolve they need to go ahead and make another appointment. That's not the argument from the ministry.
Yes, the counter argument is that one, if they don't practice something according to arrangement over a period of time, it becomes a custom and therefore acceptable. However, we recognize the lapse and then right the wrong on the 16th of January, even before then dissolve the court. But let's even agree without conceding that this is illegal. What the ministry do is to correct one illegality with another illegality. Then go appoint somebody where one don't pass retirement age, two, not a sitting deputy vice chancellor. So that's unacceptable. Again, if Professor Samai, as they argue, he gets a lot of work on in hand, the law they say anybody they act in that position for be a sitting deputy vice chancellor. You still have Robe College, the head of Robe College. You still have the head of IPAM for function and perform that duty until such a time when they go put together a search committee. But then discard all that, then put the law aside then go appoint somebody outside of the law. So that argument is clear-legged. It's not tenable.
So in all of this, Mr. Lebbie, another angle would say the highest decision-making body, when at the university court, why they give so much space, to another body for take a decision, and some people na for don't speak against, or knowing the fact say, una get the right and the power for do so.
No, not to space we give them. We give space to dialogue. We give space.
But the dialogue decision is wrong from all which you they say.
Yeah, yield, come to fruition. So now we begin talk. Basically, this is an outside interference, and then they use power, raw power, for bully and coerce the university court into accepting illegality.
As I say, what you refer to
exactly? I refer to the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education.
Now let's look at the fate and status of this university court. As you describe and say, the ministry not get the right for dissolve the court. So what is the status of the court now? According to the ministry, it is dissolved. From what your standpoint, how we can describe the court?
Well, we not recognize the decision of the ministry, but the court is constrained now to work because some people are so vexed that then decide say then they watch for see what's in the happen. So what's in the non-do now? The ministry don't set aside the law. They don't send the finance director on leave. They don't send the registrar on leave. They don't handpick people them. They don't appoint them. Essentially, the university don't become a unit of the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education. Directly controlled. In fact, directly run, not even controlled. Run by the ministry. So this is an interference. And a run counter to the mischief where the president don't address them in the sense that they take away political and outside interference from the running of public universities and they give autonomy to the university for run themselves. Therefore, the power they will get trade under the old laws chancellor they transform to the new chancellors them. So basically, then just don't throw spanner into that work and then they make a mockery of that legacy.
So if the university courts be really their swan, individual makeup of the university court, and also they speak in the interest of everybody, they not sell out to allow the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education for probing. You think so that for be there at this stage?
Well, the idea of sellout is everywhere since biblical times. Even Jesus then betray him. So not a new concept. So we get traitors, we get people that we sell out, we get people that we betray. Because interestingly, and this is the irony, you get non-academics then at the court. We're really peeved, very angry about what's their opponent, saying, all right. And we have some academics where they collaborate with the ministry because of personal reason, because of sentiment, and because of personal interest. Okay. But this is, it cuts across. It happens everywhere. Okay. So it's not just unique to the University of Sierra Leone.
James Tamba, Libbie, Public Relations Officer for the dissolved university courts, they state their position. The program Good Morning Salon, they continue 8:16 at the time. We go for a break, but quick, we want to announce to the public, according to the production team, as this issue they unfold, Radio Democracy don't try forget the side of the Ministry of Higher and Technical Education for explain their own position on this, but not get in it for Canada studio for can talk on this issue. The program Good Morning Salon they continue to go for a short break.
Before the 2023 election.
And resolve this and prevent the ugliness with the about for happen, because I just understand and try for inaugurate some interim committee for supervise the university. Listen, we are basically throwing the act to the dustbin. That cannot be allowed to happen. There are two things for talk about this. When the president they run for re-election, or even before 2023, when they run for election in 2018, he made two promises, right? On education, one, free quality education, basic education, improve access and quality. In the public education, he said they depoliticize public universities. We passed the 2021 Act for ensure just that. What you don't see with everything they play out, now 360 degrees sort of renege, the government that renege on that president in vision. And so we didn't even need the 2021 Act if we forget a situation where a minister they go in, appoint a deputy acting vice chancellor and principal, dissolve the university court. Why fix it if it's not broken? I take the point about, make sure that if really this is my view. if they come to this in good faith, as a minister, as a government, what you can do to support the court is to say, do the right thing. And let the court regulate itself. The Act, if you look at Section 11 of the Act, in terms of the powers of the university court, it says the university court shall exercise all the powers and authority of the university, except on purely academic matters. Now, only on academic matters, the court will defer to the Senate. And perhaps even the TEC, they recommend, say, for example, improve standards or review curriculum and all of that. The court, now the highest decision-making organ. Now, if you go say a certain person has not been properly appointed, fair enough. But what you do is urge them to do the right thing. And if they've taken steps to do the right thing, you disagree with them, continue to work with them to do the right thing. But for let you just from nowhere, without any legal basis, appoint somebody for basically impose them on the university own system, it's wrong, it's unfortunate, it's unacceptable, and I'd like to use this platform to urge the president to step in and avoid this aberration. Listen, they already installed, I understand, put together a committee within the inaugurate tomorrow. The one that steps up within that point, I urge them, let them not participate. Professor Lawrence Kamara has done the right thing. In the first place, I'm disappointed that in the first place they accepted the position and was there for a few weeks or so. But he's done the proper thing of resigning, because the one way where you will make a statement against some kind of action there, now for refusal to participate in them, I think it's wrong. Let's don't even mince our words on that. Then for support the university court to do the right thing, not to do the wrong thing in a bid to correct what you call do the wrong thing in a bid to correct the wrong thing. It cannot be right.
Now, let we look at this body where they don't constitute after the ministry don't dissolve the university court, where they inaugurate this week. Now, another argument is, what is the status of this body where they don't appoint for verify result them ahead of graduation? Because at the end of the day, the students then are the client of the university, and now then at the end of the day, it get for effect.
But this is the thing. I mean, what's the point? Why did we even go down this path? Why? The Act basically empowered the university court for do all of that, for certified degrees, for even approved budget. I'm sure I wonder whether the university currently get budget. I mean, like, you are basically using now a ministerial power. I mean, Parliament should be annoyed. And they expect parliamentarians to be angry, for be up in arms. They are basically saying to parliamentarians, the Act will not pass, useless. Will they use extra legal means for replace what a law provides for? You can't do that without an amendment to the 2021 Universities Act. There's no way you can do that. There's no way. The court get at least 30 different representatives, either in persons or institutions, including the TEC, where the scenario recommend for dissolve the court, is a member of the court. How can the TEC, a member of the court, basically say, yes, we as a court have not done the right thing, so dissolve us? I mean, just on the face of it, it's patently ugly and unacceptable. This is why I'm urging the president, once again, step in, invite all of these actors. As a matter of fact, listen, you have the chancellor of the university who is basically being sacked by a minister, appointed by the president. This should not be happening in this day and age. Again, President Bio has to step in. I don't know what he's been told. I don't know what he's been briefed on this issue, but just on the law, just the optics, not right. Beyond the optics, me now, only one university, I don't know. This is why I'm a bit, if I come across as being passionate, that one university, again, I'm in life. University of Sierra Leone, now acquire all my education. I'm so proud of it. I don't accept that you can come in and treat the University of Sierra Leone like that. Throw away a whole university court and put together a committee where you go and pick, right? That committee get for go parliament. Which powers you get for conferred degrees? You get for make questionable degrees. I mean, like, people take decisions today without knowing the potential implications in the future. You go get a situation where people are going to say, we know the story of Alhaji Abuja, right? You've heard about the Alhaji Abuja story, right? Well, we not go make an Alhaji stop. We not to university court approving a degree. Now committee. Don't do that. People have spent years trying to acquire a proper degree. They've worked hard for it. Just get a proper structure for conferring degrees on them. And the only thing is not just conflict resolution. We have to have an appetite. There's this cross-party dialogue where they take place between APC and SLPP, which is a good thing for governance. But we have to have an appetite for intra-governmental dialogue.
Okay.
Why fix it if it's not broken? There's university court. When I say they not do their work, you are saying there is not a proper process in place. They have said we've taken steps to fix it. If you disagree with it, work with them to make sure that the right thing is done. If it is not personal at all, if it's professional, that's the right thing to do. If it's personal, then you cannot do it. The only thing they resort to now for discard them, and it's not right. It cannot be right.
So wait, hold on, Mr. Libbie, please. Mr. Tommy, you still extend the time, or you want to say goodbye now?
No, I have to run. Unfortunately,
Okay.
I have to run because I get for go respond to another.
What you go end with?
I started with an appeal. Let me end up with that with an appeal.
Okay.
The president should care about his legacy. When all is said and done, now in administration they hold to account, not to in appointees. Now in your name, we get for a question. He's got to step in. I plead with him, convene an emergency meeting, bring all the actors and better understand this from the point of view of making sure that we protect the university. And most people in that university court, one way or the other, get some presidential appointment or something. So they are all working for the government. Let's protect our university. Lord, respect the law. This is the most important thing for me. I come this from the rule of law point of view. I've read the 2021 Act. I don't see the TC Act. All the TC can do now this is what they are getting wrong. Somebody was saying, the TC got the power for recommend remedies. And no. It's very clear with respect to any institution, right? The university court, now a court for 3 constituent colleges of the University of Sierra Leone. If now Afrobeat College get issues, you can recommend say una build one more structure. That's what the TC, if it's a member of the university court. It wasn't meant to supervise the university court and even recommend the dissolution. A lot of things have been misunderstood and forcefully applied for serve some people and purpose, and that's not fair.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim Tommy, the Executive Director, Center for Accountability and the Rule of Law. We've been in the studio this morning with 3 scenes, and we've been talk about the decriminalization of petty crimes, and later he gets calm position on the dissolvement of the university court. Plenty thank you for joining me. Inside the studio, we still get James Tamba, Public Relations Officer for the dissolved university.
I prefer it as a spokesperson.
Okay, spokesperson continue for the with we. According to producer, they will look at another issue. Yes. As now, we go na Parliament. As Parliament agree for make Abdullahi Bangura be just.
You can receive money from US and UK? Well, TransferPay don't come for you. TransferPay, now the leading money transfer platform, we go make you not pay no transfer fee. With the best exchange rates, where they allow your loved one them from US and UK for send you money right here na Salone. You can collect the money na any of we TransferPay payout location them where they across Salone or through mobile wallet or bank transfer. UK business and NGO them where they operate na Salone go same way so able use the TransferPay platform for send money from the UK to Salone with the best exchange rate. So what do you wait for? Choose TransferPay today and send or receive money with Alafia. For send money, now for download the app na Play Store or Apple Store or visit the website na www.transferpay.com. You can also call 074 639 031.
You get one life only. Me self get one life only.
You dey look for master sabi people wey go handle you motor insurance for you? Well, let you worry down because the Sierra Leone Insurance Company, Slico, wey na one of the leading insurance company in Sierra Leone, wey dey near and all side of the country for over 30 years now, na the right place for go for you motor insurance. Slico, they insure you motor car na computer and quick one, you go get what you want. And they get 3 kind of motor insurance wey dem dey offer. One na third party insurance, third party fire and theft and comprehensive. So if you dey look for insure you motorcar, bike, keke or truck, Slico will insure them for you with collage. Slico, the head office na 68 Sana Street, opposite Edward Street, and then get location dem na Lumley Turntable, Aberdeen Turntable, Kiama Road by Lodge, Wilberforce Botomango, Duazak Junction, Pademba Road Licensing Office, 132 Kisi Road near Licensing Office, Upgun Turntable, Kisi Shell before Echo Bank, Wellington na PMB, Regent Village Junction, Joy Junction, Waterloo 55 Junction, 170 Sarah Road, Bo, 42 Magboroka Road, Makeni, and Kamaratong, Upper Shelmingo, Nakenema. We make a total of 17 locations within Salone. Or you go call on 074 4044 or 075 5055. So choose Slico today for your motor insurance and get peace of mind. Slico, go there one time.
The program is still listening to now. Good morning, Salone, the council from 98.1 FM. We still get the spokesperson for the Dissolved University Court, James Tamba, Libbie. They inside the program, they state the position of the university, the Dissolved University Court. Earlier, we talk about a committee waiting for inaugurate this week. Waiting when I make up of this committee because plenty people only get their own take on the work of the committee. When I as Dissolved University Court, yes.
Not tomorrow. That committee is illegal. The oversight committee illegal. According to the act, this is essentially they don't set aside the law and say then they run the university by a committee. This is an extrajudicial power. And the committee got for be legal, and we will continue for call out to anybody where they participate in that committee. Because one, only the university court and senate now then get power for confer degrees. In fact, now the chancellor now they confer degrees, not a committee. Any committee confer degree na illegal degree in null and void. I want to let people understand that. The second, that committee no get power for approved budget. Only the court can do it. Any attempt for do that illegal, in null and void. So now illegality no more than they do. Essentially, the ministry they say we can throw away that piece of law, the Universities Act, and we can rule by decree. Now I make us say na coup. This is a coup d'etat against the University of Sierra Leone.
This statement of illegality of this committee, is it based on opinion or based on the law?
It's based on law. It's based on law because the courts are the supreme decision-making body, organ of the university. Anything outside that court, it's illegal. And only the courts now get the jurisdiction for doing it and for do. Any committee where they constitute for perform the function of the court, illegal.
And the university now they without an acting vice chancellor.
Absolutely.
Yes.
In fact, the very argument that there was a vacancy, they don't can perpetuate a vacancy now in the university.
Now, according to the ministry, they come with somebody with an international background for feed that vacancy course. As members of the Dissolved University Courts or members of the university, what do you want to make up of?
It's illegal. Position? It's illegal because they don't get the power for appoint. But look at this. This is an insult on the collective intelligence of the university community. For say they not get a national professor way competent and get the required skills and qualification for run the university, okay. Why go out? Who is going to pay that person? This is an insult because there are people who are qualified and competent to run the university. Why go outside of the law?
Because then things say perhaps the people away they inside they get draw. So
no, perception. Now that's not a fact. That's a perception. Let them go back to the drawing board, reconstitute the court. But this is the funny thing. Anything we say you get power for dissolve, you forget power for reconstitute them. Okay. And so let them go reconstitute the courts. Let them get a new chancellor, the ministry, let them appoint a new chancellor because they don't sack them, and go execute them powers. Allow the courts to function. If you say you get problem with this court, fine. Reconstitute another court, appoint another chairman, wait at the chancellor, and let them do their work. Anything, any duty, any power, any activity executed out of that court, illegal. So null and void.
In terms of all this, a clear decision taken by the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, not in the right part in the interest of the
absolutely
university as a whole.
It's extrajudicial.
Waiting at the way forward. When are the solution step we for
the solution now for reconstitute?
They affect students.
Absolutely, but right now the university is stranded.
Yes, everything is.
Requests are coming fast and thick.
So money not happen.
The way forward now for reconstitute the courts, appoint. Whether it can be this chancellor, it can be another chancellor. It can be this court, it can be another court. But they have to reconstitute the courts, appoint a chancellor, the chairman of the court, and allow the university for exercise in autonomy. Anything out of that is illegal. So what about the
interference of the minister of technical education?
It's illegal. It's not supported by law.
If the president not depart again, obviously there should not be no political appointee. Wait for the interfere as well.
No, the president and they appoint the chancellor.
So I talk about the Minister of Technical and Higher Education because all decisions taken are in lead in all of this. Though it must get back up.
It no get it now this na somebody or an entity where just feel say because they're a ministry and a supervisory entity for higher education, therefore they get the power for doing what they want to do. But this is wrong. This is illegal. This now I continue for say. This is a struggle between the rule of law and legality versus sentiment.
So the view
we not get place for sentiment.
The Ministry of Technical Education for the off as a supervisor or
supervising body of the for supervise not mean say you for.
What do you think about that? Because
no, they can still be supervised. They can still supervise, but supervise not mean say they take decision for you because the university get autonomy and the university gets a board and a court, where not the equivalent, of course, of the board. And now for allow that court for strengthening them. There are constructive ways of supporting the court for let be strengthened and do waiting.
So you answer the court
not to interference.
You answer the court.
Well, now the argument than they. But let's say
you say
the argument. No, they're not weak. But if then they say weak, there are constructive ways of supporting the court for let it be strengthened, for let do what they want let do, not to for interfere into the business of the court, not to for perform the role of the court. The law, the Universities Act of 2021, not give the ministry that power. Now usurpation of powers, and they are exercising extrajudicial powers.
James Tamba, this could be a little bit personal. The last time you have been the spokesperson for the University of Saloon, and during this saga, you receive a sack letter.
Yes.
You're still a lecturer at the University of Saloon, and you see the action of the ministry to dissolve the university courts, where you they talk for now. At any moment, you don't think about your job at the University of Saloon, see if you go maintain or not as lecturer?
Yeah, they do this work with conviction because I they on the side of the law. I know say there are consequences. I know they can come after me, but so be it. This cannot deter me. I cannot be intimidated. That's my position.
What are they behind these university courts? Dissolve university courts, I mean within the university itself, the sectors then.
Now, what do you mean, the composition of the court?
No, would that end up behind the university courts? We say we get support from. We get ASA, we get other body them within the university. ASA,
they with the courts. You get other ministerial, government appointees from other MDAs within the courts. We, in all this saga, now only two entities now only one entity supports the position of the ministry, and that is TEC. So what they do, apparently, then try for build a coalition for exercise or execute this illegality. But other than that, all other entities, all other MDAs in that court, then they say this is not right, this is illegal. Except the ministry will take this position, will become a judge in their own case, and the TEC when I collaborator in this illegality.
What will be the position of the dissolved university courts and ally them if we get an international person for can run the university as a pro vice chancellor?
Now a bad precedent.
It's
a bad precedent that will haunt public universities for decades, if not generations.
What will be una position on this person we go come in or the committee?
Now for continue for no acknowledge them. Now for continue for tell them say they're illegal. Because that appointment, they come outside of the Universities Act. If they want to do them, let them go by the law. They can appoint somebody else. In fact, as a matter of fact, let me make them very clear. Professor Samai not even tension about this position. It's just that Nain stand for benefit from them, and the law, they support them. It's not really tension about this. So now could they say, it could have been, if they don't want them, then for don't take the head of Ruby College, or therefore don't take the head of Commerce. Because that's what the law say. But you cannot go outside of the law, set aside the law and begin exercise extrajudicial powers, go beyond the limits of your powers and say becoming a minister or the work of the ministry, therefore they do what they do.
So what
this is a bad precedent. We will reach a point, if we allow this for stick, they're not reverse them. This coup against the university, if it's not reversed, we will reach a point when the ministry they directly determine whether become head of department
so in all of this,
or even whether the election at the university.
So in all of this, waiting next now people get for see from the different body that were involved in this whole saga.
We they call on patriotic Sierra Leoneans, we they call on the public for let them support the university, for clamor for reverse this coup against the university, this ministerial coup. The minister not get right for dissolve the court, he not get right for sack the chancellor, he not get right for appoint nobody, because it's not supported by law.
as-
This is a matter of rule of law, and this is a matter of due process.
As they left in the studio, he say una no get for accept the appointments, the international policy we get for carry the committee. In which form una no get for accept?
I will not go into details. The question of illegality go hang on that person.
Okay.
Because you know, say them appoint outside of the
Una
law.
na partners.
And even they watch for see whether they accept the appointment.
Una na partners them na the university and una key as lecturers and also dissolve courts. You say una action una they keep them secret. What will be the secret action?
ASA is against the leadership of ASA. Then they're against this illegality, and then they resist them.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Okay.
It is illegal today. It is illegal tomorrow. It can happen to University of Sierra Leone. It can happen to other public universities. It can happen to another agency or commission if we allow this bad precedent, this ugly precedent, just because of personal vendetta and personal interest and sentiments for stay.
Okay, well, that's the spokesperson for the dissolved university court. Maybe they make their own position on the whole issue between the Ministry of Technical Education and that of the university court. Winner James Tamba, Libbie, maybe they give you all points on this. Everything this mean if this particular ugly situation continue. Plenty thank you, we be with guest inside this edition of the program. Good morning, Salon James Tamba, Libbie. And also we will get Ibrahim Tommy, we are the executive director for Center for Accountability and Rule of Law. We will talk about petty crime them. We get heavy punishment and things that they don't do for campaign against that. Well, now this edition of the program. Good morning, Salongo Lefiu, Michael Sambola with support from Mange Mansari, and Kabia produce this edition of the program. Good morning, Salon. So we technical man. We na DJ came out, they say plenty thank you to you. And so we IT team, would they say Usman, Kamara, Jaffa Mans Davis, Fatma Samoa, and with support from Adeyemi Jackson. We make gonna get we live on our Facebook page. We will bring this edition of the program. Good morning, Salon. Being as up to you, Kalon to say, continue for listening to Radio Democracy and have a blessed day. Goodbye.
And Musa Kamara say bye bye. Have a blessed week.